John Cashin. You know our last interview. There you go. There you go. You know our last. Anyways, guys. First of all, let me start off. We are in Lagos.
Turn the sound off.
We are in Lagos, Nigeria.
Lagoons, black area.
Lagoons, black area.
Yeah.
My favorite country. I absolutely love Nigeria. John, you know our last interview went viral. You know, the interview on should black Americans repatriate to Ghana or Nigeria? Because when we speak on Nigeria, it's so negative that people don't even consider it. But me coming the first time, it just opened my eyes. I absolutely love the place. So we were just in ShopRite, and John said,
Cashin City Mall.
Yeah, Cashin City Mall ShopRite. There's so many. They're all over Africa and Nigeria. John said, Nigeria is the only place where okay, what did you say, John? The black, you felt like the only place where you felt like a black man, or the only place?
It felt like it's home, and the people, once you get to know enough about the place, it just feels like it's your place.
Right.
You know, compared to the other countries I've been to. Now, I haven't been all over like you, I don't think. But you go to South Africa, you're not going to exactly feel.
No, absolutely not. I've been to South Africa.
The only way you would is if you married somebody and then that family and then they extend. But Nigerians, once they know you and know you're, you know, not a shyster or anything, they warm up to you.
Right.
And people in general, you know, we have haves and have-nots everywhere. So.
You brought up something about Ghana in regards to the right of abode.
Yeah, it was like, you know.
Because as a black American, we're taught Ghana, 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 Ghana.
Well, I didn't hear all that.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
Nothing against Ghana, but I'm just.
They embrace the Pan-African message, so to speak. But why don't they, you know, show truth to power in the sense that when we show up at the airport, give us the form to fill out for the passport upon landing.
Right.
Now we know you're serious.
Right.
Now, just because we fill it out doesn't mean we're going to get it.
True.
But let's start off on the good foot. You know, visas upon landing instead of going through the red tape to get there. And then give us the application for the passport. And by the time we're leaving or before, you say, yeah, you can have one. Simple.
Well, I was shocked. I remember the first time I went to Ghana last year, I was shocked that we even had to get a visa and pay for a visa.
Yeah.
So we had to buy a visa, which I thought was crazy.
In Accra?
No, well, you get it in America.
Okay.
But you have to have a visa just to enter Ghana. And I thought that was crazy.
Yeah. You see, Togo doesn't require any visas.
Nope.
Though.
But
they don't have much else.
Well, you get one at the airport, but it's like $50, but it's easy.
Same thing with Nairobi, Kenya. The first time I went there back in 1988.
Still the same. It's like $50.
I landed, then I only paid $7.
It's $50 now.
They said, how long do you want to stay? I said, I got to go on to Nigeria, so I don't need but a week or two. They gave me 90 days. You know, because they want you to come on in and do something, I guess.
Right. So
I said, fine, you know. And I left after a week or so. Came to Nigeria, and I've never been back to Kenya. But at least they opened that door for you.
It's weird because
I mean, if we're trying to encourage the bridge, I know the U.S. is stringent, especially now, but that ain't us. And even when my sister's law school mate was the Plotter's 44, it didn't change then either.
Right.
I think you know what I'm saying.
Obama.
Well, that's what he calls himself.
Right.
He's either Frank Marshall Davis's son or nephew, but he acknowledged he knew him for. He knew Frank Marshall Davis for sure, mentored him for 9 years, right?
Right.
Whereas the guy from Kenya only saw him for sure once in an airport lounge in Hawaii. So who's the daddy?
Supposed to be some Kenyan guy.
According to
that's what
Plotter's 44.
Says. Right.
Okay. Anyway, if we ever get a DNA test, there's no sense arguing about it.
Oh, okay. No.
If he opens the presidential library, he should have the DNA test results right there for everybody to know who he really is. I take it as a challenge for him. since my sister knows him well. But it's going to be on the air, right?
Yeah, it's going to be on the
air. Okay. Anyway, my sister and her husband, they both went to Harvard. We argued about that over the dinner table in their house in D.C. And I said, hey, you know, if they want us to follow by the rule book, then everybody follows by the rule book. You know, give me 2 U.S. parents.
Right.
Be born on the soil of a U.S. state, and then be 35 and also 12 years of the last 14 years residence. And then we'll go from there.
Okay.
And if his father was a British overseas territory subject, which...
Oh, so you're saying his father was never a U.S. citizen?
Correct.
Oh, wow.
Like Ted Cruz. Right?
But he ran for president, too.
He ran for the nomination
right.
of the Republican Party for POTUS. But I don't think Ted Cruz is even a citizen of Texas, much less the United States. He only gave it... Oh, boy.
Oh, wow.
We have an accident.
We have an accident here in...
Freshly happened.
Hopefully everybody's okay.
Yeah, looks like 2 Okada guys hit each other.
Hopefully everybody's okay.
Nickname for an airline that doesn't exist because it was fast.
Really? Hopefully everybody's okay.
Well, one was making a U-turn and the other one was flying.
Yeah.
Nothing too serious. So where was I? Oh yeah, Ted Cruz gave up his citizenship, his Canadian citizenship in 2013. Your boy POTUS 44.
Obama.
Well, that's...
This is his supposed name.
Yeah, well, he didn't acquire that name until he was in the financial aid office at Harvard University. All of a sudden, his friend, the lady who died suddenly in the summer of 2016, who had been with him ever since law school, and was in his Senate staff, meaning state Senate staff, and in the senior Senate staff, as in the U.S. Senate staff, and in the presidential staff. Died pretty quick in what, June, July of 2016. Anyway, Cruz, a Cuban father, a U.S. mother who had applied for Canadian citizenship, if I got it correct, comes to Texas and becomes what, Solicitor General or something of Texas?
Not sure.
But did he become a U.S. citizen? No, he never applied. Did he become a citizen of the state of Texas? Is the question. Now, they made him an officer, just like, who was it? Not Albright. Who was the person that was Secretary of State? Albright, wasn't it?
I'm not sure.
Well, John Sheely or whatever his name that Clinton put as Joint Chiefs to replace Colin Powell. He wasn't born in the U.S., but he was chairman of the Joint Chiefs, right?
Right.
And we've had several, I think a few secretaries of state, and also, well, Henry Kissinger. He was a German-born Jew, became Secretary of State, and there's been a few others. I'm trying to remember the one that really sticks out. Zbigniew Brzezinski, Polish Jew.
Okay.
He became head of the Security Council.
Wow.
Under Jimmy Carter, the first time we really had one of them things. And he was still a Polish citizen while he was head of the Security Council, which also Condoleezza Rice and Colin Powell and others.
Condoleezza from Alabama, right? Is she from Alabama?
Yeah, originally from Alabama. When she spoke in Abuja, I was there, and she said, yeah, her grandparents are from Utah, Alabama. And yes, there is a Utah, Alabama. And I started saying out loud, yeah, that Greene County, Alabama, where my parents' party, National Democratic Party of Alabama, NDPA, in 1969 special election, we started taking over all the county seats in Greene County. 22 out of 24 elected officials. First elected probate judge in the country. William McKinley Branch, which today's courthouse in Utah is named after. Fourth elected black sheriff, Gilmore. And both of them just died in the last 3 or 4 years. Unfortunately, rest in peace, brothers. The whole school board, the county commission, the coroner, dog catcher, everything but tax collector and tax assessor. And yeah, I was telling Condoleezza, yeah, I'm from Alabama. You from Greene County, huh? Your grandparents from Greene County. And I was telling her about my sister, and she said, John, where's your sister? I said, Georgetown. She said, oh, John, I know your sister. Okay. And John, former president of Ghana, John Kufuor, he was sitting at the table. Tony Blair was sitting there earlier, but had left. George Bush was sitting on the other side of the stage with, I forget who. Anyway.
But back to, I know you mentioned, again, Nigeria. Do you think Nigeria is the only place? I know we talked about this last time as far as Africa, but be the more specific, Nigeria is the only place where a black man or a black person can really feel black or be black. Do you?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on that? Like, Nigeria is the only place where you could really be a black.
Not the only place, but you know, since there's 180 to 200 million people here, every shade of black culture, everybody's accommodated here pretty easily. And everybody here is more than bilingual. They speak probably 3 or 4 languages, all of them being Nigerian dialects plus Pidgin or broken English, as they say, and English. So people adapt to you pretty quick, you know. Now, some will try to hustle you immediately too.
Right. That's everywhere. That's everywhere. That's even back home.
Yeah. Madison County, Alabama, for that matter, you know. Well, yeah, I would say starting with family members.
Right.
Watch out, you know. So, yeah. Just overall, you're more acceptable here. This is like New York.
True.
You know, it's like New York, L.A., and okay, Lagos. I don't even know where else. And Atlanta, all mixed into
all in one.
Plus the weather is always warm.
Always nice.
So, to me, this is the real Mecca. Lagos specifically. Lagos is not the same as the rest of Nigeria.
True.
I have to say that.
Oh, yeah.
The only other cities that come close to it are probably Abuja, which is more developed in the sense of by design, whereas Lagos just kind of happened.
Correct.
They planned Abuja, and then they were calling it no man's land, even though a few tribes people were there. And they built it as intended, and they have a code. You know, that's the only real city in Nigeria, probably West Africa, that was completely designed from scratch and stayed to a master plan.
Abuja.
Yeah, because basically nobody was there. The first time I went there in 1991, nothing was there hardly, but except the roads. They were still building the Capitol. They were still using the old Secretariat and fixing to move the Capitol in late '91, I think. When the then head of state, father of the house, Babangida. No. Okay, you want to go that way?
Yeah.
I was gonna say just go there.
Yeah, this one.
Okay.
Now, how's the light rail project coming along?
Light rail? You mean Lamata's light rail project?
Your train.
Mine's a monorail.
Monorail. I'm sorry, monorail project. How's your monorail project
we're
coming along?
supposed to.
Tell everybody what you do too, John.
Okay, well, we're trying to build a state-of-the-art monorail, elevated, automated train system. And we're trying to not do it with the banksters or bankers, what I call banksters sometimes. We would like anyone in the world, for that matter, preferably of our persuasion and our like minds, to come on in and take a stake as a stakeholder, either in shares or become sweat equity with us. We already have a signed agreement with the federal government to do 74.98 kilometers on federal-owned roads inside of Lagos State, and it overlaps into Ogun State as well. And now we're offered another 60 kilometers from Lagos State government, and they're waiting for our final feasibility numbers. And because of the Thanksgiving holidays, it kind of slowed our crew down, because we didn't expect them to tell us to do the economic feasibility just on that Purple Line corridor that was offered to us, whereas we'd done one, the so-called butterfly loop, which includes 2, really 3 other lines coordinated into one. So the holidays have come. Today, we thought we might have put something in today, but I just looked at it and we're going to be professional to the point that when we hand it to them, they don't have to come back to us. And who's going to approve anything tomorrow on Christmas?
On Christmas Day.
Or Boxing Day.
Right.
Or even New Year's next week. So we will submit it maybe next week. But certainly by January, first week of January when they open for office. So we're set to take off. We just, we're trying to tweak the final economics because of them saying specific corridors. So we're going to comment on 2 corridors. One we never did the study on. That's still part of the line that we intended to do, and we submitted to them back in 2012. But now, since they have offered the purple, possible orange, possible green line, amongst others, they had 7 lines. One of them had shifted into our right-of-way. One had shifted or taken part of our existing signed agreement right-of-way. So we're going to submit for the 2.
Okay.
And we have rights to go to the local Attila Muhammad Airport terminal.
Oh, wow. That's important.
It's important, but there's not a high volume.
Where is like
Hub Mart, straight down. We'll show you. After that tallest building. So only 25,000 people go to and from the airport every day, total.
International? Or, well, they're both right by each other, right?
They call it one airport, but it has 3 terminals.
I can't wait. I can't wait to the international new terminal.
Yeah, international and 2 more. So the 2 local, they're only like 800 and 950 meters away from the Acadia station that we intend to put up. And of course, Acadia, there's probably more traffic going through there other than Lagos Island on a given day in the state. But it has the most difficult problems because the airport is right where development should have been. And it squeezes everybody over to the side. You can't go through the runway or through the airport to the other side. You have to go around it. So a lot of traffic is squeezed right there, and that's like taking a huge river and turning it into a channel. You know, just hoarding people through. And we have the right of way to go through that corridor. And the state, I should say the federal government, they told us if we're not going to do that corridor, don't do it at all. Both the Federal Ministry of Transport and the Federal Ministry of Works, who actually owns the right of way of that express that goes basically from Oshodi up past the airport, past Acadia to Penn Cinema, and also up to Dupwemu, if you're a local person, and Iyana Apaja up to Aburi Egba, and onward to what they call at the Ogun State border.
Now we're at yeah, I'm about to turn it off. We're at Hub Mart. They have the restaurant upstairs has the best turkey wings I've ever had. So we had to come to Hub Mart's. And Hub Mart is black owned as well, correct?
Yeah, 3 young chaps.
Yeah.
3 young Lagosians, I understand.
Yeah.
They started 1 in the island, now they have about 3 or 4.
Yeah, so Hub Mart is actually black owned. It's a grocery store. Then they have a restaurant on top. And I had the best turkey wings.
90% of what you see here is black owned, though.
Well, that's good. Well, in other places in West Africa, it's not.
Yeah,
There's Lebanese and Indians and Chinese on everything. So yeah, so I'm going to get a shout out.
In Kenya a lot.
Yeah. Well, Indians in East Africa.
Yeah.
How much?
900.
900? Okay. There you go.
It's card, right?
It's card, yeah.
It's card?
Yeah.
Okay, you just pay me.
Okay.
I've already paid.
Okay.
Where's my... Okay.